Over the next 30 days, I'll be trying to complete an Animal Crossing island using nothing but DIY items. I can't buy things from Nooks, I can't receive items as gifts. By the end of this challenge, we'll have a completely handcrafted island. And aside from crafting all of our own items, here are the rest of the rules. Time travel is in fact permitted. The island must be completed in 30 real-life days. I'm not allowed to use any Nintendo Online features, and I also can't use the Happy Home Paradise DLC. But that's not all, because I also have some goals that I'm going to try and meet within this 30 days for this challenge to be a success. These don't need to be completed in any particular order, but the first one is going to be trying to get at least 3 villagers that rank at least in the top 50. The website that ranks these villagers is linked down below. I also need to achieve a fully upgraded house, just all the rooms, not all the loans. That house needs to receive an S tier ranking from the Happy Home Academy, and the island itself needs to reach a 5-star rating. And finally, the real reason I'm attempting this challenge, I'll be looking to create an island that's worthy of being toured by a notable YouTuber. Getting 5 stars is great, but the real reward comes in the form of admiration and acceptance from my peers. And this YouTuber could be anybody. Consul Kato, Mr. Beast, Conan O'Brien. We just need a YouTuber with some level of notoriety to want to tour this island. So let's get to work. All right, our journey begins once again. You know what's interesting about this part of the game is that Timmy and Tommy go from like having established jobs in a travel agency to having to deal with me. And then they just kind of end up wandering around an island and running a little shop. But I don't know, this seems like a good gig. We're gonna keep it simple and call myself Dan. And I think for the design of my character, I'm gonna kind of go with a lot of similar settings that I typically do with my Animal Crossing characters. I don't know about you, but whenever I start something new in Animal Crossing, I kind of just keep my character looking exactly the same. Now, as for the map layout itself, this is always really, really exciting. I'm seeing some very unique looking maps. In fact, this first one in the top left has resident services really far from the airport, and it's probably not perfectly aligned, but it's like close. Let's just grab this one. I am desperate to see the first villagers I get, because if we get one of those like top tier villagers out of the gate, I'm gonna be ecstatic.
It's the 30-day DIY island.
It looks like our fruit trees are cherry, which is awesome. I don't think I've ever gotten cherry out of all the times I've started new islands now. Maybe I have, I don't know. Cherry's exciting. Oh my gosh. My first villagers ended up being, I think that's Paula and Stinky. Definitely not the top tier villagers that I'm looking for. That's okay. I do feel like it's kind of rare to get your like favorite villagers right out of the gate, right off the jump, right? You know, this is just something we need to work towards. Let's at least introduce ourselves. We'll be polite. It is Paula. And then Stinky's here. We got to get a move on. They're just kind of rushing me. They do not want to talk right now. All right, here's the center of resident services. And like, if I go to the airport, I kind of dodge this tree, dodge this tree. I'm trying to just go straight down. It's not lined up. It's not even close. But hey, I mean, it's pretty cool. I have a ton of room to play with the entrance. I can make that a pretty awesome deal. So of course, the first order of business is to find my home, like where I want to live. And because a lot of this challenge is really based around design, I think I'm going to do what I like to do on a new island and try and put as many people on the beach as I possibly can. I just want everyone out of my way because I'm trying to build here, and moving stuff is expensive. We do not have a ton of money to play with. Fortunately for us, we kind of have this whole side of the island to work with, so I'm going to try and put my tent somewhere over here on this beach. Not a terrible spot. I do wish I could have tucked it in a little bit closer to this shoreline here, because I'm going to try and throw a neighbor right next to me. And I'm just going to put people, maybe if we're lucky, we can fit 3 houses, my house and the 2 starters, like right here. Stinky just literally gave me his whole house. Like, we just met. I just got off the plane, and you are entrusting me with literally every possession you have. It's just in my pocket. I'm going to put you right here, and you're going to need to hope that climate change doesn't sweep us all away, okay? Just never trust a stranger you just met at the airport to determine where you're going to spend a portion of your life. It looks like the closest I can get to my tent is about right here. There we go. All right, I have a good feeling. I think we can fit Paula's house right behind Stinky's as well. And this is good. Having these first houses just well out of the way gives me a lot of hope for the early like designing and terraforming we're going to be doing, because I don't know about you, I really like to have a clean, fresh slate when I start terraforming a new island. So this is pretty exciting. We need to find Paula now, which is something I'm sure nobody's ever said voluntarily. But okay, here we go. We found Paula. We're going to go ahead and find you a spot for your house too. I know exactly where you're going to live. Aren't you excited? Can I literally just put this in the ocean? Just stand right here and just kind of... All right, if it can go anywhere, it's right here. Well, maybe a little bit closer to the the grass, but I don't know. Oh, it'll work. Here, let me try to move it a little bit back. There's no way I can fit a fourth over here, so let's just try. Yes, this is great. Oh, I'm so happy the first 3 buildings are just completely out of the way. So the next task, of course, is to gather up some sticks, and we're also going to be asked to gather up some fruit as well. So we're going to do that. We're going to grab 10 branches and just a handful of cherries. Chances are I will probably go ahead and like take as many cherries as I can find. Also, now that I'm free to check my inventory, I do have one more order of business. Yep, that's right. I am not allowed to wear clothing. You thought this was going to be a challenge where I just get to buy whatever I need? No. I have to craft my own clothing if I want to wear anything. Or I do have the option of making something myself. There is, custom design tools. That does count because crafting things is making items yourself. So why wouldn't custom designing be? So I might customize myself a nice little shirt, something to keep a little bit warm. Today, I'll just need to figure out what the heck that is. I have a feeling this is how we're going to roll for quite a long time. We need to start getting crafting recipes that allow us to dress ourselves, basically. So I've picked every single cherry that I can currently access, and I've found every tree branch that's already laying on the ground. So this should be more than enough to kind of get us started. All right, Tom Nook is lighting the inaugural fire pit. It's time to officially start our new lives. Our new lives on Gee Whiz, as in Gee Whiz. This island's gonna be a disaster. All right, now that my belly is full of whatever cherry goo is in these glasses, I'm gonna go ahead and get some rest. We're going to work our way towards paying down our first loan. And of course, to do that, we're going to need to get a whole bunch of Nook miles, essentially. And here is what we are currently dealing with. We have our trusty dusty lantern, and we have a little radio. And Tom Nook did just give me a camping cot as, a housewarming present. But also, in order to progress, I actually need to use the camping cot. So this is it. This is the one and only time I will be using an item that I didn't make myself, purely just to get through the next phase of the game. But after this, I'm waking up, I'm picking this thing up, and I'm never using it again. All right, camping cot. Thank you for your service. Let's move on. Got ourselves our very first and only Nook phone, which is going to be great. And we are now being sent off along our way to gather up 5,000 miles to pay off our crummy little tent. And there's our first 500 miles now. We got Gee Whiz miles, which is great. Now, the first bits of mail you get when you first start a new island are from Nintendo. They give you a couple of very interesting things. And this is true. These are items that you, in fact, did not craft. And so instead, they're basically just for, I was going to say free money, but wait a minute. That's our first crafting recipe, which we can't learn just yet. We need to go actually learn DIYs, but this is what we're here for. We're here to gather up as many of those as possible. I'm going to go ahead and take that DIY workshop immediately so that we can craft our first items. And what I've just realized about this challenge, it's just kind of setting in now. I'm going to have to craft all of my own tools forever. Normally, when I get a little bit into Animal Crossing, I start to go to Nooks and buy tools from them. That's just what you do. I'm not really allowed to do that. I'm only allowed to use Nooks as a way to progress the story. If not using Nooks somehow prevents me from getting 5 stars, then I need to use it for that. The real rule is that I can't decorate with any items that I purchase. But, in reality, I think it's also a little unfair to go in there and buy tools and stuff, especially when you can craft your own. So I will not be using Nooks to buy tools or anything. I'm only going to use it if it becomes an impediment to completing the challenge, if that makes sense. Speaking of using Nooks, I'm also going to use it to make money. It is, of course, the source of the entire Animal Crossing economy. And so right now what I'm going to do is sell some stuff. These are such cool items too. For the type of island we're probably going to be making, These are both perfect items. But yeah, all of this, DIYs. I will need to buy some DIYs, for example. So again, if it continues to move things along, then I will use Nooks in that capacity. In any case, pretty much every item that I have can be sold unless it's like a crafting material. I'm going to keep some cherries. I'm going to sell some cherries. I'm going to sell the clothing. So this should actually make me enough to probably buy DIY for beginners, I hope. Let's see. 4,000 pounds. Wow. You know, liberating yourself of basic society seems to be a decent money-making method. That's not bad. Selling things got us some points, which is awesome. And first-time buyer buying those DIYs got us some points. Wow, 2/5 of the way. And that's it. That's all the points for now. I'm looking for fish, and I'm seeing in the distance my very first balloon. Maybe I should have bought that slingshot recipe after all. Actually, I don't think it would matter. I think the slingshot takes, you know, chopping up logs, which I can't do yet. But you know, I'm just going to enjoy some fishing. It's been a very busy first several minutes, and I think I could really use the break. I will be going ahead and taking all the different fish I catch and putting them aside for blathers. I think in order to get 5 stars, we are going to need to at least get the museum upgraded from a tent. If not, have things donated. You guys can let me know in the comments how that all works. I would love to make this so I don't worry about giving the first items to blathers, but I don't know if that's going to work. I think it's actually really important that you do some of the museum if your goal is 5 stars, but I don't know. I could be misremembering. You guys will let me know. I caught my first Popeye goldfish already. I feel like I didn't catch one of those until like over a year into the game last time I played. Maybe I just wasn't trying too hard. That's kind of a cool catch. Do you guys see how nervous the Popeye goldfish looks? Honestly, whatever it's nervous about is making me nervous. So this is the first one to go. It's freaking me out too much. Our next order of business is to place down the museum tent. I'm going straight to the beach with this because, again, I want it out of my way. I think I can fit a good amount of stuff on this beach, which is pretty nice. I'm going to try to put it somewhere over here. We'll just do our best. All right, this is about as close to the edge as I can get it, but this is good. This I can still walk around it, and we still have plenty of room over here for nooks and maybe even a house, which would be awesome. Our DIY collection has grown, which is really nice to see because these are the menus we're going to be living in. So I'm about to craft myself just a nice batch of tools. These should help me start earning a lot of miles towards paying off this first loan. Now, thankfully at this time we are in summer, so this is a really good time to be catching bugs. I think bugs are going to be a huge game changer for us right now because we're able to catch a lot of them really quickly, and they should contribute very nicely to getting a lot of early Nook points. But for now, let me go ahead. I'm going to place down the fish that we caught just to get them out of my inventory. I need as much space as possible to catch bugs and gather supplies. Tom Nook also gave us some flowers, which I am going to plant right here by the entrance. This should also get us some points, I hope. Let's see, it's 5 flowers, no points. I ended up catching enough bugs to break my first net, so I guess that's 10 bugs. I got 300 points for that. And that's it. So points are kind of slow going, but we'll make a new net, and I'm going to craft some things as well. I'm just going to go ahead and pester some of the trees around here and try to find, you know, some wasps so I don't get hurt, but then also, you know, chop them up for logs and begin crafting some furniture. Mostly, I would really like to get the simple DIY workbench just for outside, since we're going to be crafting so much. And also, I think in doing that, I'll probably earn a bunch of points. I hope. I really felt like it was easier to get points early on. Maybe this was a really ambitious goal for episode 1. All right, there goes my first axe. Let's collect our spoils. We did also achieve some points, so we'll see those in a little bit. Anyway, let's start crafting up some of our stuff. Oh, it looks like we need some iron. All right, I know where to go find that. Let's collect up some of these points. We did get some points for, I believe, chopping up trees. We got some points for exterior decorator just now because I placed the bugs that were in my pockets. That's it. But, you know, we're getting it done. I need to find myself some iron. Okay, yeah, see, I didn't even get all the rock, everything harvested from it, like, to its full potential, but whatever. There's also still bugs that I keep stopping to make sure I can catch, like the saw stag, heck yes, and the robust cicada. I made myself a hay bed just now. After making the simple DIY workbench, I saw this and thought, hey, my first bed, that's great. I can also make a frying pan for some reason. That seems like a waste of iron right now, but a good item to have. And then there's like log stakes, other things. I'm going to need crafting supplies to actually like place down villager homes. So I'm not going to do any of that just yet, but I will craft up a watering can. After checking the recycling bin for the first time, I found a cardboard box, which I will take and then promptly sell because, again, I did not make this myself. Just one more type of item that I'm not allowed to use. Looks like we got some points for doing something with the Nook phone, so we're almost at 4,000. And I did also check the Nook stop, so I got the 50 points for doing that as well. You know what we could do is create our first bulletin board post. That's always a fun thing to do, right? I figured out a fitting welcome message, and now I need to just draw our mascot. Probably looks something like that. I don't know. Maybe we'll refine him in the future. Speaking of mascot, now might be a good time to, you know, create our first masterpiece of a t-shirt. Now, I'm not using the Pro Design tools yet, so we'll just keep this one really simple because I can't do the sleeves and everything, you know, by themselves. But we'll do our best, right? Let's see. So we got the eyes. We got the mouth. Move them down just a little bit. Get them nice and centered. Perfect. And just like that. Oh, I can't wear it as a shirt. Oh, wait, top. For some reason, I thought top was like a hat or something. I don't know. But there we go. Just like that, we have our first article of clothing and custom design. I think so. Let's see. We got some points for a bulletin board message. There we go. And how much did we get for our first custom design? 500. Okay. That is more like it. We are almost there. I also think that placing some stuff down in my tent will give me some points. And I do have my bed made of hay, which we can put over here. I have no idea which side is the top and which side is the bottom. And then I have my simple DIY workbench, which I can put in the corner. I don't think that's enough stuff. So why don't we go ahead, we'll make a couple more things. How about an old-fashioned wash tub? And then maybe a nice cozy place to sit. And then maybe we'll place down some log stakes as well. I don't know why. Maybe this is like a 3 little nightstands next to my bed. I did get some points after crafting the log stakes. I did not get them from placing them down in my house. And I don't really have a lot of supplies to get more things to place down. I need 50 more points, though. Oh, wait a minute. I just came out of the tent, and I got more points. What is this? Horde reward. Okay. That is more like it. And just like that, my tent is paid off, and now I can finally get Tom Nook to give me a real house. Maybe with some storage. That would be kind of nice because we are going to be collecting a lot of supplies. He's just let me know that the first home loan is going to be 98,000 bells, but I'm not super worried about that. And thankfully, we did just unlock Nook Miles Plus. I'm probably not going to be doing these because I've been playing forever.
Hello.
Hey.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, so I'm doing this really cool thing. And I thought maybe you'd be interested. So I'm going to design an island, like a whole island, but I'm only going to use DIY recipes, and I'm going to do it in 30 days. And I was wondering if maybe you want to...
You're doing what?
I'm designing an island in 30 days with...
Hey, hang on a second. Blaine.
What's up?
So Dan calls me, and guess what he's doing?
What?
30-day challenge with only DIYs.
The thing that you and I were gonna do?
Yeah, thing we were going to do.
What, did you tell him that our idea or what?
No, I didn't tell him. Dan just stole our idea.
Was he staying up all night on the AI chat room figuring out what to do again?
I guess so.
I thought it'd be a fun...
You did. You totally stole our
Classic
idea.
Dan stealing ideas.
Always,
do you have any
constant.
original
Just
ideas of your own,
always
Dan?
in my
What's
DMs
happening?
asking for ideas.
ridiculous,
I just
man.
can't even believe this.
This is going to be harder than I thought. I would say Gee Whiz is in a pretty okay place right now, but I am nervous about the undertaking of this challenge. If you want to see episode 2 and it's ready, you'll find it on screen now, and you can just go ahead and click on it. Otherwise, I'll see you next time.